When the metric becomes the goal, you're missing the point. You have to grow and be better and not look like you are better. In this video, I'm going to explain why you may want to only look like you are working hard and explain an easy process to see what our true reasons and intentions are for one single action. Out of all of our senses, what do you think is the most important? Is it touch, sight, hearing, smell, or taste? I think our visual senses might be the most important. With them, we can see far and wide. All of our other senses are also still useful, but not as useful as our sight. Therefore, it makes sense for us to look a certain way. Other people can see us too. This depends on our own personality. We may want to look confident, successful, rich, friendly, hardworking, honest. The list goes on and on. However, there's a trap that you may fall into. Instead of actually being those traits, you can take a shorter route of looking like you do. You may have seen social media posts where people are surrounded by huge mansions, expensive cars, big boats, and beautiful women. All of these things are cool. Not bad at all. But how much of these things were actually earned through hard work? There's also a possibility that these props and these things and gadgets were rented with maxed out credit cards and paid with money that they do not have. The plot is lost when this happens. Instead of actually reaching the goal has become to look like you have reached the goal, to work hard to accomplish things, to earn that for yourself. We do these things not to gain approval from other people, or at least should. It is completely normal to want the acceptance of others. But ironically, if it becomes the number one priority, the harder it is to gain. There's an important question to ask here. Why do we look for or want the acceptance of other people? Because we want status, which is almost invisible. Status is something that we are all working towards, but it's not something directly conscious. Before we delve deeper, let's define status. Status is the position or rank in relation to others, or relative rank in hierarchy or prestige. Status is not only within the realms of the hustle and bustle of a corporation. This also exists within family, friends, people on the street, really any group of people. Sure, at first it may be easy to say that you don't care about what other people think or how you place in the ranking order. But we all do. One of my early memories of questioning my intention and actions is when I was around 13 years old. As part of an outreach program in my school in the Philippines, we would have programs with sister schools who had less funding than us. One day, we spent time with younger students where we donated clothes, food, our time, and just played with them. I remember that the biggest project that year was donating a classroom to them from scratch. So, our class, directed by teachers, created a line where we essentially were a human conveyor belt. In that line, we passed one brick, one by one to each other, so that the bricks would get to where they needed to be. I didn't think much of this because I was simply doing what the program laid out, until my classmate asked me, "We are working hard but not smart. Wouldn't it be more efficient if we got a wheelbarrow, put the bricks in there, and this would be done all quickly?" He was right. We didn't need to do this whole exercise. The point of the exercise was not necessarily to get all the bricks there, but to stimulate the feeling of community and camaraderie with charity. It was more for how it looked, for the optics. That memory stuck to me because it led me to question if I had other experiences that was for how it looked as well. Were there other things I did or my school did to look good? So the process is, ask yourself, number one, who are the parties that benefit from this situation? Has someone else convinced you that it is in your best interest to do something? Keep in mind that's what good influence looks like. At the end of the day, the more we question our intentions, the more they will be revealed to us. As we obtain more clarity along the way, the more we can take accountability for them as well. Determining our intentions can prove to be difficult. There's a myriad of reasons, known and unknown, for us to be doing one single thing. For me, I didn't even recognize the intentions, as it just seemed like a reasonable thing to be doing. All I thought was, this is good, we are helping them. And typically there needs to be some sort of trigger for the questions to start flowing. As I mentioned earlier, status plays an important part of our lives. An extreme example of status today are celebrities. If you want to learn about the connection of celebrities, heights, and a personal insecurity of mine, watch this video.